I've had some conversations with some people whom they are executives in some companies that maybe you think about what they're actually doing in the world and you wonder, are they actually making it better through what they're doing or not? And when you talk to the person who is inevitably, they'll consider themselves the good guy in the room, right? It'll be a person who's like, well, I'm there because I'm mitigating harm. It's something where, like, if I weren't there, it would be really horrible, and such. And you think, okay, there's a place for that as well. But I also wonder, I see in so many of the tech companies that I work with, I see in so many of these wonderful, big organizations or these scale ups and such. I see a lot of investors who are, and putting money and channeling them into different kind of companies. What if they actually said, let's put the energy and the money and the resources into something that isn't something you have to mitigate? What if it, what if it is something that you can actually say this in of itself is going to be something good for the world as well? I would love that. I would love to see more
Do
of
you,
those people putting their money and their resources and their time and energy into things that are not things you have to worry about. How do you balance it out? But it actually can be the good thing in your life that is propelling the world in a better way.
true. And do you know what? Probably not everyone would like what I would say now, but it just, if you know, for example, that you're working in a company that take advantage from Africa or from Palestine or all of these different places, you have one option here, just to leave and go and find another better opportunity, as you just said, like where you concentrate all the time and resources in. But don't tell me that you're going there because you're making money and then you're making like those people feeling better by donating that bloody money to them. No, don't tell them that. And that's something I am very I don't know. Unless you're very clever enough to go into an organization and to change the entire narrative system there. And by the time sometimes you're changing the system, you've already got it changed into what they want you to change. That's how the world I mean, what other else? I mean, we could argue there could be other ways, but this is how the world works.
Right. I've been this person who thinks, hey, I could come in, I could be the change, I could be that person. But like, you have to at some point do the math and you realize it's a broken thing. Is it going to break you before you can fix it? And
Yeah.
that's the question. Oftentimes, I'm not superhuman. I can't do all of that for myself sometimes. And so then I'll step back. I'm like, I can't be that person to try to change it and make it better because it may be something that is, maybe it's working as designed. Maybe it's something that
Yeah.
is it's doing what it wants to do. And, if I want to do something different with my life and energy, then that may not be the most aligned place for me.
Very
And you have to
true.
kind of do that math for yourself at that point. Um, but I think there is there is something in terms of trying to make certain that the various people who care will actually act on that caring, act on the
Yeah.
instinct, and not just, have that feeling internally and say, oh, this is what I feel, this is how in my heart, I felt bad about this, but my actions in my life, I did nothing. That's something
Yeah.
where you have to try to make sure it gets externalized into something with impact.
Very true. I mean, probably this is not super relative, but I always tell people I am I get it when you say I pray for you, but I would say it's not enough. I understand. Thanks.
Yeah.
This is great, but it's not enough. There is always a small action you can do, no matter what, in every single situation. From the situation where you would see your workplace where one of your colleagues is getting like dehumanized or racism or anything, into the other way where you would go into a very bigger where you would feel a mass unhumanization is happening. There is, in each situation, there is a small action you can do, but you choose, you want it to go it or turn a blind eye on it.